What's up YouTube, this is Mox Lotus here, and today Oath of the Gatewatch came out recently, so we're doing the Oath of the Gatewatch first pick. Now, I'm hoping to get some good cards from this because this is a pretty good set. I've got Oath of Gideon on the front, which is a card that I would not mind pulling because I'm going to be trying it out in my black-white tokens deck. I think it might be alright, but yeah, hopefully we can get some. I mean, there are even some good uncommons, and even commons in this set, like Warping Whales, Storm Chaser Mages, Slip Through Space, I think it's called, things like that. Alright, so our first card is McKindy Aeronaut, so 1/3 flyer 4/2. I think it's okay, flyers are pretty good, but this is more of a blocking flyer than an aggressive one. I don't know really how to feel on this card. I think we'll put it in the slightly worse than like good pile, I guess you could call it. Next up we have Obtrusive Interference, say instant for 3 with Devoid, counter target spell unless its controller pays 1, and you put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion onto the battlefield. That's pretty decent because I'm pretty sure even if the spell is countered, you still get the Eldrazi. I think this card's pretty good. I think we can put it in the decent pile here. Our next card is Spark Mage's Gambit. Sorcery for 2, deals 1 damage to up to 2 target creatures, and those target creatures can't block this turn. I think it's decent as well. It's sort of in the early game, that's basically a board wipe, and basically making them unblockable is also pretty good. It is a sorcery, but I still think it's decent enough, so we'll put it with Obtrusive Interference. Next up, Kozilek's Shrieker, 3/2 for 3 with Devoid, and for a colorless it gets +1/+0 and Menace until end of turn, so it can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. That's actually pretty good because it's probably going to be killing those 2 creatures because it'll be on at least 4. And yeah, on turn 3 it's a pretty threatening card. I think we can put it here in the decent pile. Next up, Netcaster's Spider, 2/3 for 3 with Reach, and when it blocks a creature with flying, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. I don't know how many flyers there really are in this format, but it's a decent ability. I guess it's pretty good. We'll put it in the decent pile here. So far the cards have been pretty good. Next up, Witness the End. It's got really cool artwork, but it's a sorcery for 4 with Devoid, and target opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand and loses 2 life. I don't think this is that great, to be honest. You don't get to choose what the cards are, you don't get to look at their hand, and only making them lose 2 life isn't that big of a deal, and sorcery speed as well, so I reckon it's even worse than the Aeronaut, so we'll put it here. Next up, Tar Snare, just gives a creature -3/-2 till end of turn. I guess it's a good way to kill the Kozilek's Shrieker. Removal's always good, and this is pretty decent removal, so we'll put it here. We've actually had a lot of creatures in this pack that have 3 toughness. Can't get past those, but still pretty decent. Next up, Reality Hemorrhage. It's a Devoid for 2, and it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So it's sort of like a Devoid Shock for 1 extra mana. I guess it's removal. It's not that great of a card, but I think we can still put it in the pretty good pile. And so next up we have a Wastes. Nothing much to say on this really, it's basically just a basic land. They are sort of helpful in this set because you can use them to activate cards like Kozilek's Shrieker, but you wouldn't really pick it. It's about as high of a priority as a basic land, so we'll put it down here, I guess, so it's not really part of it in a sense. Then we have Gravity Negator, say 2/3, again like another 3 toughness creatures, so Tasknare, I don't know, like I really need to go back and look at this set and see how many creatures it can get rid of. But yeah, so far things aren't looking too good for it. I still think it's decent removal though. Anyway, this is a 2/3 flyer for 4 with Devoid, and when it attacks you can pay 1 colourless, and if you do, another creature you control gains flying until end of turn. That's pretty good, to be honest. I mean, just a 2/3 flyer for 4 is decent enough, and giving another creature flying is also pretty important, and it's only for 1 colourless, so I think we can put that here with the Gravity Negator. So I think we're on to the uncommons now, and our first one is actually a pretty good card, Kazul's Toll Collector. I think this is going to see some constructed play, but it's a 3/2, so dice to Tasknare for 3, and for 0 you can attach target equipment you control to it, and you can activate the ability at sorcery speed. So I guess this card, it really depends on how many equipments you get. I don't think there are that many in this set. There's like Bonesaw, Stoneforge Masterwork. I think there was a couple of others, but yeah, I think this is more of a constructed card. Like, there are better cards I'd play for 3. Like, I'd rather play the Netcaster Spider. So we'll put that with the Aeronaut here. Our second uncommon is Weapons Trainer. Say 3/2, so dice to Tasknare for 2. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 if you control an equipment. I guess you could pick this if you picked the Toll Collector, because you know you could make a sort of equipment based deck, and it is a ally as well, so it's got the ally synergies, and its stats are pretty good. So I honestly think this card is definitely one of the better cards in the pack, and I think it can go in a pretty good pile. For our last uncommon, we're hoping for a Warping Whale, but we don't get that. We get a Nissa's Judgment. This is a sorcery for 5 with support 2, and you can choose up to 1 target creature your opponent controls. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it deals damage equal to its power to that creature. So I guess like if your opponent plays some big Eldrazi, you can use this as a sort of removal spell. I think this is probably one of the better support cards in the set, really. Support isn't that good of a mechanic. I think like it's a bit slow. But yeah, this card, you could honestly play this in Garve Commander decks. I think like it's honestly pretty decent removal, but it sort of depends on you having 2 creatures or not. I'm kind of conflicted on where to put it. I think we'll put it, I guess it's in between decent and pretty good. And now, I don't think we've got a foil, but our rare is a Oath of Nissa. That's pretty good actually. I think this one's worth maybe $5. But yeah, it's a legendary enchantment for 1. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library for 3, or you look at top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature, land, or planeswalker from among them, and put them into your hand. Put the rest onto the bottom of your library in any order, and then you may spend mana as though it were mana of any colour to cast planeswalker spells. A decent turn 1 play. It is a bit of a wall of text, so I did struggle to read it, but we got there in the end. I don't know. I don't really think it's that good in Limited. It's really more of a constructed card. I mean, it is green card draw for 1, but I don't think it's really a good enough card to go into the pretty good pile. We'll put it with Nissa's Judgment here. And then, so we got a island, that's pretty cool. And we got an Eldrazi Scion token. And on the back here, it's actually got an advertisement for Shadows over Innistrad. And so it looks like that's going to be the new Jace or something. I don't know, it might just be the stock image for it, or this could be what the actual Jace looks like. We'll probably have more on that another time. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with this pack, to be honest. I think in terms of the top 5 cards from the pack, probably put in Weapons Trainer, task snare, got a bit better towards the end. Gravity negator, you can make arguments for that. Obtrusive interference is also pretty good. And then lastly, I reckon Kozilek Streaker. So yeah, that's the pack. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. I've got another pack of Oath, and I might do another episode of First Pick, or I might just open it for fun on camera. I'm sort of debating on what to do, so I guess stay tuned for that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye guys.